Let me get that out of the way. Now this is the the caution cone. Yeah, so for those of you who were here for the first live earlier today, thank you for coming back. For those of you who were not, I will be going over some things that, just some corrections to some misinformation that was provided by the person that I have on the screen here. Now, I'm not going to be naming this person. I'm doing my darndest in true 80s fashion and concealing their identity with the infamous black bar over their eyes to make sure that nobody can see, nobody can figure out who this person is. It worked in old movies, so I don't see why it wouldn't work here now. So, you know, a lot of people do that. I was thinking about putting glasses on him like Clark Kent, but then that would mean that when he took his glasses off, he was Superman. And come on, that's a little, yeah, that's not, it wasn't going to happen. But what we are going to go over today is some things. I did actually add some things. So if you did stay for the first live, I did add some more things. So that's, you know, so you will be getting some newer things as well. And just like any live performances or any live events or any live, just lives, things change. Things are different than the original. So it's never the same thing. It's not pre-recorded, so we're always going to get something different, something new, something exciting, hopefully exciting, if not exciting, at least informational. If it were this person's live, it would definitely not be an exciting live. Might be slightly informational on certain things, but exciting would be asking very much of this person here. So I did want to say that I did add, like I said, I added some new things that weren't in the original, the first live this morning, and I'll go over it as we move on. I'm going to try to streamline it a little bit better, so we don't have many gaps. Many gaps like we did in the first one too. It's a work in progress. I'm still getting used to doing this. I don't know how often I will do these lives, but I like to improve upon every live that I do. So, but I do want to get into it now. For those of you guys who do not know, this is Mr. BlueSky here. I am concealing their identity because I don't want, you know, anonymity is a precious thing. So I don't expect anyone to guess to who this person is, but if you do, well, it's very good. You're intuitive. But if you don't know, at least you'll be provided with information as to what things they have misrepresented or they have said incorrectly. So I am going to go over that. I do have what I like to call receipts. This person, if you know them, they rarely come with receipts. Usually they say they have them, they say they'll show them, but it's always a little bit tweaked, a little manipulated or misrepresented. So everything that I have here, if I misrepresent anything, please call me out on it. And this goes for you too, Mr. BlueSky. Please call me out for anything I misrepresented, because I did see that you did go live either while I was going live, Mr. BlueSky, or after, and saying that I was misrepresenting. You also said that I had a crush on Mac. So I don't know where that came from. I'm not sure why you would assume that just because I was speaking on a specific subject to correct you would mean that I would have to have a crush on somebody for that. Not sure why that was something that came to mind, but it's a little odd that that's where you want to go with that, considering you must think that the only reason that I would do something like that is because I would have a crush on them. Or a crush on a woman. That's kind of odd. Now, I won't say that he has a crush on he has a crush on anyone other than himself, but again, it's very, very odd that you would do that to somebody. You just again, you smegsualize people over and over again, and that's strange. That's just a strange thing to do. And I I don't understand why anybody would do that. But let's see. I'm gonna bring up a video here. Now I tried to create this video package. Let's see. Where is it here? Let me start it from the beginning here. Now in this video package, again, I try to put it all on one video that way I don't have to keep going back and forth. And in that video package, I'm gonna try to just keep it going. We're gonna move it fast. We're gonna try to keep the flow going and moving very well. Now, just so you all know, I did blur out the person, Mr. BlueSky's face, and added the bar. And I also made sure that I altered their voice, because sometimes people are recognizable by their voices. So Mr. BlueSky, that's what I did. Now I do want to do something that I have been doing at the start of every live, and I almost neglected to do that. That's my bad. That's my bad that I didn't do that. So with me speaking on Mr. BlueSky, I do want to point out that I have to start with this here, and I am using the Weezer version. I'll cover this up so you guys can just see this here, but I'm going to start with the Weezer version.
Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. It stopped raining. Everybody's in the play, and don't you know it's a beautiful new day. Hey, running down the avenue, see how the sun shines brightly in the city, on the streets where once was pity. Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. Hey, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey, you with the pretty face, welcome to the human race. A celebration, Mr. Blue Sky's up there waiting, and today is the day we've waited for. Oh, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue, you did it right, but soon comes Mr. Night, creeping over. Now his hand is on your shoulder. Never mind, I remember you this way. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, we're so pleased.
This one is actually shorter than the original. Weezer did it a little bit shorter.
Everybody smiles at you.
It is a long song. I had to fade it out because it wasn't going to end anytime soon, so I just ended up having to fade it out. Which dude are you referring to, Boryflower? I don't know what you mean by obsession with this dude. I don't even know how you know who this dude is. I'm concealing their identity pretty well. So the fact that you either assume that you know, I don't know. But I'm not sure what you mean by obsession. I personally just like to correct misinformation. So, and this person has provided a lot of misinformation. So that's why I am doing this. And that's that's my purpose for doing so. But I don't know. I mean, if you want to stay around, Boryflower, and find out exactly what I mean, you're more than welcome to. We are just beginning. So, so you're more than welcome to hang out, and if you have any questions, I will definitely field questions afterwards. But I'm going to try to keep the flow going. I wouldn't say this is tea necessarily. I wouldn't say this is because it's not like I'm going to point out things that are false or things that are kind of what you would consider tea, especially considering what this person has been doing to young women on this platform. So I wouldn't consider that tea necessarily, but I mean that's just me personally. I mean that's just on me. So we'll switch back over to this one right here. Let me turn up the volume on this thing because I did have to lower the volume there, and I will start there now. It's been a while since Mac actually had posted until today that posted anything particularly referencing this person. But yesterday he felt like he needed to talk about it again on his platform. He needed to speak on it in length on his platform, and in doing so, he did kind of tweaked the truth a little bit, and my assumption is that he does that because he is not good with accountability. Not very good with that. That's my assumption. I could be something completely different, but that's my assumption. It's just he's not very good with accountability, holding himself accountable specifically. He doesn't think he's wrong. Everyone else is wrong. And he wants to make sure that he spins a story however he can to ensure that it looks like he's not wrong. So I'm going to make some corrections today, and we're going to go over this video here. Now, like I said before, in this video, I did alter the voice because, again, want to protect some identities here, so that's why I did that. But the person that you will hear alongside with him, he's listening to Mac in the background. So he decided to play a video and talk about it, so we're going to go over it as well.
On that. So,
That's Mac.
You haven't been there, done that.
Half years basically all to.
And she gains 3,000 followers. There's 45 people in her room.
I've done a lot of crazy.
So I'm not entirely sure why that's something that that he will point out. Sure, she gained 3,000 followers and has 45 people in her room. So what? Would she prefer more? Yeah, probably. The higher an audience, the higher views, the more people she'd be able to get the word out. So it's understandable, but I don't know why that's such a relevant point to make. She gained 3,000 followers and 45 people in her life. Big deal.
Shit in the last 2.5 years.
Did you hear? She's done a lot of crazy stuff in the last 2.5 years.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have. I don't know why. Again, point that out. Crazy stuff. For some people, crazy stuff is sleeping, staying awake till 2 o'clock in the morning. For others, it's much more. But just for a blanket statement, did you hear that? Did you hear that? She did crazy stuff. She said it. I don't know. I don't know why that's such a big thing. I don't get it.
I've done like, I worked for Disney twice.
Was that the crazy stuff? Was that the crazy stuff she was talking about? She worked for Disney twice? That's wild. That's wild.
She doxes herself and she goes out and tells people that I doxed her.
I don't know. I don't recall if she ever said that she doxed her. I'd have to have proof of that. But you cannot dox yourself. I've said this multiple times now. You can just reveal information about yourself, but you cannot dox yourself. That's not a thing. So to say that you dox yourself is wrong.
I told people that she worked at Disney. Did you just hear what she just said? Let me know. Give me a 1 down below if you heard what she just said.
So he wants ones.
She was telling people that I doxed her. But she
Where's
told
that?
everybody
You guys give me a 1 in here if you heard what she said. Who cares?
that she worked for Disney. Yeah, look at all those ones. Let's continue.
I, obviously have been working towards my college. I've been like, guys, my life has just been like a fever dream the last 2.5 years. I've been involved in my bullshit. Like, I can't even keep track of all of it.
She's been on so much drama on TikTok that she can't keep track of all of it.
I've just done so much. And honestly, like,
Okay.
although I'm behind in, like, school, technically, like, I should have graduated already. No, I should be graduating this semester.
Does anybody find it odd that he's just playing this stuff? I don't know what this stuff is. I'm playing it because I'm pointing out how weird it is that he is playing it. Why is he playing it? Why is he playing it about her? Just her talking about what happened, what's been going on in her world, talking about school, talking about how it is. I don't get why he would be playing that to prove a specific kind of point. Because she was just talking to the people in her life at the time. It was not about him. It was not about anything other than her. But I don't understand why that's an important thing to be playing here. I'm not sure.
But I'm not that far off. I don't have much longer, thank God. But
It might be building up to something, but I just never found out where it built up to.
My graduating class. But it was worth it. Like, the things that I got to do in those gap semesters was very worth it. And I'm going to continue to do unhinged shit. And I'm going to continue to be just like the most unhinged person. And, like, be on the most unhinged side quests.
Here's one of the infamous pauses.
You guys were lied to.
How? Because she said that she wants to do unhinged stuff at 22 years old? How were people lied to because of that?
She wants to get sponsored to go to Coachella.
No way. Imagine somebody wanting to get sponsored to go to Coachella instead of having to pay. I mean, the audacity.
She wants this to be her job.
Oh my gosh. To be able to make a living on TikTok? No. I mean, I would do the Home Alone thing, and that's just, again, that's weird.
She's telling you that she's been unhinged. She's doing whatever.
No, she didn't say she's been unhinged. She says she wants to do unhinged things. She wants to be an unhinged person. Now, you may be a little too old to understand it. So I get that. And, you know, I'm older, so I would say that I wouldn't understand it as well. But considering that kind of keep up with the language just because I am on TikTok, she did not mean literally unhinged. She just wants to live, wants to enjoy her life. That's it. She did say she wanted to be unhinged literally. Not everything is in a literal tone.
She can to gain followers, and she's proud of it.
Why wouldn't somebody be proud of gaining followers? If I recall, there have been many times where Mr. Blue Sky has mentioned how many followers he has. I could be wrong, but that would often be something that you would say. I've got more followers than this person. I've got more followers than that person. I don't know who you're speaking about, Hoops. Not sure who that person is. Mr. Blue Sky is somebody that I'm trying to protect their identity. So I don't know who you're referring to, Hoops. Another pause.
I think a lot of you that sided with her owe me an apology.
No, we don't.
Because you know what I did and didn't do? I didn't report anything.
Really? So now you're going with this. This is where it starts to get interesting, because Mr. Blue Sky claims that he didn't report anything. But can we rewind it a little bit and go to the tape to see what he said previously? We could do that.
Hey, help me understand something. I saw a video where somebody stated that they were GRAPED.
Okay.
And it was public. I saw the video.
Okay.
And there's evidence.
Okay,
so
got
then
it.
I go and make a report.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Didn't he just say he didn't report? I could be sure that he just said before this one, in a conversation he had yesterday, that he did not report anything. But now he's saying he made a report. Let's hear that again. Let's just be sure. I don't want to put words in his mouth. And
there's evidence. So then I go and make a report thinking this person needs help.
Yeah, it does sound like he said that he made a report, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's exactly what it sounded like he said. So, are we supposed to believe him now, or are we supposed to believe what he said then? I'd like to know. Are we supposed to believe what he says now, or are we supposed to believe what he says then? Because those things don't match. So, Mr. Blue Sky, there's misinformation correction number 1 there. Misinformation saying in yesterday's live that you never reported, and now I'm sorry, I'm not that good to make this whole thing up. All I did was alter the voice and add the blur. I didn't do anything else. I didn't make this up. This is the same person. I'm not that good with my editing skills.
And I'm sure the professionals understand that some people may be put in danger if you try to contact them.
So, wait a minute. The professionals would understand that people will be put in danger if you contacted them? So why don't you just not contact them and just stay out of it, especially if you don't know who they are?
I'll leave it up to the professionals, but if you see something, say something.
That's not how if you see something, say something works. I've mentioned it before, but if you see something, say something was specifically designated to schmerism at the airport specifically. That's where it was designated. It wasn't if you see something, say something on TikTok. That wasn't what it was designated for.
But now there's a group that doesn't even know who I'm talking about.
I wish I had my Shorejan meme right now, but Shorejan.
Attacking my followers.
I'm not sure if anybody attacked your followers on this side, but if somebody messaged your followers and they felt attacked, I wish that I would hope that they understood that people wanted to inform them on facts as opposed to what you've been giving them. So I can understand I will grant them if they felt attacked, they felt attacked. I can't fault them for that. Not sure why you're using your followers as like a shield now. I don't get it.
sending them messages, and I thankfully they've I've got the messages, and it's very much harassing in nature.
Mm, is it though? Is it harassing in nature? Because just letting somebody know what Bobby is telling you is not accurate isn't very harassing.
And slanderous. And this fringe group is all about men helping. When you see something, they want us to intervene.
No one has ever said that. I don't recall anybody ever saying that that was the statement. I don't recall anyone ever saying that before, where the word is men intervene. I don't think anybody has ever said that on this side. I don't get that. He does say that a lot. For those of you who know who Mr. Blue Sky is.
And that's exactly what I'm doing. So why would they start attacking me?
Again, with the attack. No one is attacking you, and I do feel if you felt attacked, I'll grant you that. You felt attacked, but as far as I know, as far as the information that I've been given, it was never an attack on you. It was never an attack on you. But if somebody who attacking anyone, I definitely don't approve of Mr. Blue Sky attacking Mac in any way.
Now, again, I'm going to tell you, they have no idea who I'm talking about.
You sure?
But for some reason, it very much got them all wound up. And so after I make this report...
Wait a minute. Did he just say he reported again? I could be mistaken, but it was like 3 minutes ago, so I could be mistaken. But he did say that he did not report, right? He did say he did not report in the previously, but now he's saying he did report. So again, what are we supposed to believe here? Because first he didn't report, then he did report, now he didn't report, but he did report. Which one is it?
And I want the public to understand that if you see something, say something.
Yes, when it comes to schmerism. Agreed. Yeah, if you see something, say something, for sure. Not on TikTok.
It's very important that you do. And I guess, I don't know who they're talking about, but...
Sure.
Listen, all I'm going to tell you is this.
We don't know who you're talking about, like people don't know who this person is, okay? We don't know who you're talking about, like nobody knows who you are.
I think I'm doing the right thing. And it should be reported. And
reported again. We got 3 times he claims in one video that he reported. 3 times he's claimed that. When he said it's not. He said he didn't.
Somebody that makes a public announcement that this happened to them, it seems to me that they're asking for help.
You know when somebody's asking for help? When they say help. And if you did not hear that, then they didn't ask for it. Comprende?
So, I hope you guys can help me understand something, because this entire time throughout TikTok, there's certain groups of people that talk about certain topics, and they want men to intervene more often. And here I am doing my best to intervene because somebody made a public announcement. And the whole thing is, if you see something, say something. Then
again, no one has ever said that. No one has ever used that. I don't get it. Hold on one sec, guys. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just checking some receipts that I was just provided. Okay. Yeah, we'll look into that. We'll talk about that when I'm done with this, for sure.
I will do that. And now I'm back in trouble again. Why is that?
In trouble.
Why don't they want this guy to be held accountable? Why?
No one said we don't want anyone to be held accountable. We just don't believe that we take the autonomy away from the victim. That's what we believe. It's not about us coming in and saving the day. It's never been about that.
Why don't they want an investigation? Let me know what you think down below. I'll see you soon.
Now, this was funny because when he posted this, Mr. BlueSky's account was just literally, he didn't want to know what people thought because Mr. BlueSky's account was on limited comments. So let me know what you think was a wild statement to make when you have limited comments on where only people that I think either you follow or are mutuals that can comment. So did you really want to know what other people thought?
The content.
Here's another video kind of proving the point as far as whether or not their claims of not reporting was true or not.
Creator that you're talking about made it about herself. It wasn't about her. As a matter of fact, there are several other content creators or people speaking out against their SAers who actually requested help. And I wasn't the only one who helped out those individuals.
Okay, so we're going to go over this here because this is a claim again that there were several other content creators that were requesting help. Now, I won't deny that's a possibility. There are plenty of content creators out there that are probably asking for help from the public. Whether it's to find someone, whatever the case is, I won't deny that. That's a great possibility. We've got just over 170 million users in the United States alone, I guess. I think it was somewhere around there. So yeah, I'm sure people have asked for help. I won't deny that. Are these the people that he's talking about? Not according to the receipts.
Good evening, everybody.
Now, remember in the previous video, not the one before this one, the one prior to that, he said it was somebody else. He wasn't speaking on Mac's situation. He was speaking on somebody else. Well, let's listen to this.
Listen, this was the post that I was talking about. This woman asked for help.
So he's claiming that this was the post here that he initially was talking about in that original post. Okay, the original post was that he saw a video that showed that had proof that the perpetrator admitted to it. This was his original video, and now he's saying that this is the post that he was referring to.
To the public. She didn't know who her SAer was.
She did, in fact, know who the SAer was. He did correct himself pretty quickly because I guess he doesn't really believe in restarting and saying things correctly.
Or rather, she doesn't know where he is now.
Now, in this video, it was 3 slides. This video was 3 slides, and he did conceal the person's picture above, but he did not conceal the perpetrator's information. Now, I would understand if the person, the original creator, wanted other people to use this and spread the word, but what I would do is I would ask that creator first. So I am not going to show the information because I've not spoken with the original creator to ask whether or not this is what they want other people to do. So because I did not do that, I'm not going to share that information. Bobby, excuse me, I'm sorry, oops. Mr. BlueSky, on the other hand, had no problem sharing that information to try to prove that he was not talking about Mac. Now, this is the original. Okay, this is the original post. I redacted the person's information, covered the person's name, and covered any identifying information. Okay, so as you can see right here, I think I'm in the way. Yeah, so she's saying she's not afraid of the person who SA'd her. she believes in naming the person who essayed her, which is well within her rights to do so. Let's see. And then we move over to the second slide. Are we moving over to the second slide? Oh, there we go. I had to push play. And the second slide is, you know why? And then there's the third slide. And in the third slide right there, she provided the information there. Now, never in any one of those slides, never in any information in any information that was provided did she point out that she needed help finding this person. As a matter of fact, if you see the date there, 3/21 was when this post was this person posted the original. 3/21 was the original post. Okay? Now, if we look, I went through her account and I saw right here. Let me move myself once again. And we can see right here that there's a post. This post right here that's not blurred, that's not completely blurred out, but it's just only blurred out the person's face. Okay? That post there is the second post. Posted on 3/22. So this one is posted on 3/22, and they have the person's pictures. Okay? So this happened on the 22nd of March. Now, in Mr. BlueSky's original, he said just a couple of days ago he saw this. He saw this original post, which was on 3/21. But considering Mr. BlueSky had posted his original on the 1st of April, it was over a week old. So it wasn't a couple of days. It was over a week old. But he also stated that he found that information. He found that information. How is it that you find the information that was already found? How is it that you come up and all of a sudden you claim you found the information when, lo and behold, you posted a video on 4/1 that she made on 3/21 and found pictures on 3/22? Unless you're a time traveler, I have no idea what you're talking about. So that's. Are people not able to see? I was just out of the way. Are you talking about? Oh, I see what you mean. Here, how about I do this? I move it up so people can see on 3/22. The date there, 3/22, was when that was posted. Okay. So I'll move that up so just so people can see. All right. So let's see. So moving forward again.
There was multiple people. The person in question made it about herself and made you believe that it was just about her. It wasn't her. Now,
that wasn't me. That was somebody else. That whoever made the original video that I'm using did speed up Mr. BlueSky right there, which, well, probably a good thing.
In the end, because she came up to my live and we had that discussion, she led me to her videos, and I can see how she could make that mistake and thinking that it was her, but it wasn't her. But since she led me to her videos, well, I took a look into it. I know the guy's name. I know who his family is. I know who she is, what the public information that's provided.
Why would you go off and do that now? I was pretty sure she was clear that she did not want you to talk about her essay. She said it many times on your live. She said it many times before. She does not want you, but you still decided that you want to go in and look up the information on the person that she accused, on the person that she provided receipts that he did admit to it. But you still decided to do that? That's very odd. That's very strange, and I just don't understand why anybody would go to those lengths if it wasn't to maybe try to hold something over her.
As much as I don't like her, I don't want anything bad to happen to her, and I certainly don't want anybody to be another victim of the person who did that to her. And that's why we need to speak out. Now, according to RAIN, 310 people out of 1,000, or SAs rather, are reported.
Okay. So we're going to go into this a little bit here.
That's a lopsided stat. We need to change that.
It is a lopsided stat. And the stat that he got that from was from RAIN. Yes, definitely. So out of every 1,000 SAs, 310 are reported. That is, it's a stat where there are not as many people reporting. Did he ever ask himself why that is? Did he ever decide to look into why that was? Now, Kenzie, if you guys don't know who Miss Kenzie is, did speak on this a little bit about on her video. If you've not followed Kenzie yet, please go ahead and do so, because she always comes up with great information, and she pointed it out as well. If you look into it a little bit deeper, you'll see why exactly that is. And we're going to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the RAIN website so we can look through it. All right, so we're going here. This is the RAIN website. All right, and right here is the graphic that I was just showing there. 1,000 out of every 1,000 essays, 310 report. Okay, but if you scroll down, you just took just a little bit of time to scroll down and move past the pretty colored charts that they made, the infographics. You'd see a little something that says reasons victims choose to report or not report. Okay, so we're going to go scroll down to why people choose not to report. Okay, so if you see right here, it says of the SV crimes not reported to police from 2005 to 2010, the victims gave the following reasons for not reporting. 20% feared retaliation. It's very valid. It's very valid because it seems like that may happen often. So, yeah, you definitely that will definitely keep people from reporting, and should keep anybody else from reporting for them. 13% believed that the police would not do anything to help. Yeah, according to just statistics and history, that is a true statement. 8% reported to a different official, meaning it's a possibility they reported to work, they reported to anything else, but they didn't report to the police. 8% believe it was not important enough to report. Yeah, so some people do believe it wasn't important enough to report. That's fair. We can't tell anybody how they're supposed to feel about their essay. 7% did not want to get the perpetrator in trouble. Yeah, that happens a lot, especially in intimate partner essay. Intimate partner essay, marital essay, things like that. Sometimes they don't want to get the perpetrator in trouble for a number of reasons. Whether it's, I don't want to be home with the kids alone. I want that co-parent. Whatever the reason is, it's their reason for not reporting. Okay. Number 2, believe the police could not do anything as opposed to would not. Some people, again, some people believe, if you saw, 8% reported, what was it? No, yeah, 13% reported said the police wouldn't do anything. 2% believed that they couldn't do anything. So it's like they could not do anything. There was nothing they can do for whatever reason. They believe maybe this person is a number of things. They are too well known. They're too well liked in the community. They have connections. Whatever the reason is, that's why people don't report sometimes. And then 30% gave another reason or did not cite a reason. So there are a number of reasons why you don't take away the autonomy of the person, of the victim, and report for them. But Bobby didn't look into that. Mr. Blue Sky. Wow, that's the second time I've done that. Mr. Blue Sky did not do that. Mr. Blue Sky decided, you know what? I think it's more important for me to know what I'm talking about and take it upon myself to do it. So, I don't get why this person just doesn't understand that what you're supposed to do is you're just supposed to be there to support them. That's it. You're just a lifeline for them. You're there to hear them out. And if they want to, if they decide to, you can go and help them report. You never do it for them. So let's move on to the next
What
one.
you can't change is the fact that when you come out publicly with information in regards to someone who has probably committed a crime, people like me with law enforcement background tend to take further steps.
You had a law enforcement background, Mr. Blue Sky. You don't have a law enforcement background. Had. Past tense. And again, even in law enforcement, they won't report for anyone.
To protect the community, your kids, someone else's kids that could be affected by this one individual. Now, you may see it as being problematic for the person who this happened to, and my heart goes out to them, but we need to stop this individual. Now, you
Right. I know, and I don't disagree with that. The individual needs to be stopped. So you report them in a social capacity. Again, with the approval of the victim. With the approval of the victim. You report them in a social capacity. You report them on social media. You report them on your Nextdoor app. You report them in certain things like that. But you never report to the authorities when it comes to that. You never report there. That is something you don't do. You're taking away the autonomy. But always and everything needs to be with the approval of the victim.
are innocent until proven guilty, but we need to get this into maybe court. Yeah, I think we should get into court.
Now, if you guys didn't hear that because I was speaking over it initially, I'm not sure why this was something that Mr. Blue Sky had to say. This is a statement that Mr. Blue Sky had to say. I don't know why.
Need to get this into maybe court. Yeah, I think we should get into court. And also, when you by this one individual. Now, you may see it as being problematic for the person who this happened to, and my heart goes out to them, but we need to stop this individual. Now, you are innocent until proven guilty, but we need to get this into maybe court.
I don't know why Mr. Blue Sky would have to insist on saying that. I don't understand why innocent until proven guilty even needs to be talked about in something like this. I don't get that. I really don't understand. That is something an apologist would say. That is something an apologist would use. An apologist would say something like innocent until proven guilty in an aspect like this. So I don't get why Mr. Blue Sky is deciding to use that verbiage. Very suspicious.
Yeah, I think we should get into court. And also, what you fail to realize is that the only times that I've ever made a video in response to her is when they went onto live after live defaming me, slandering my name, and posting about me constantly. She even has a link to my name. And then
Yeah. She's got a folder that if somebody wants to know more about you, all they have to do is click that folder and they can see the videos. A lot of creators do that. That's not anything new. That's just something that people do. They create folders just so if people want information, they can link it pretty quickly. No biggie.
she says, I'm obsessed. Yeah, okay. It's not me that's obsessed.
We sure about that?
So if you all want to make some allegations, let's take it to court. Let's hammer it out in court. Let's do it. Because SA that she's saying, or what was it? SH. Well, that seems to be against the law. So if you want to hammer this out in court, I'd be happy to. What I will tell you is I think that everything that's happened is very childish. And I will say it again. I think that what she is doing is very childish.
Okay. Oh, okay. If you think she's childish, she's doing it, she's very, very childish. Why are you taking it so seriously? Why are you responding to everything? Why are you going around having conversations about somebody you believe is childish, who you have admittedly called a child over and over again? Why is somebody of your elevated age going after a child so hard?
You all think that you can control the narrative around me because you can't control me. And
We're not trying to control the narrative. There is no narrative here. There's only what you've said and what you're claiming. What I'm pointing out is what you have said. And although you have stated that you didn't report, now you're stating that in previous videos and in previous lives, you have stated that you reported. So you've been the contradiction here, my guy.
And it's not going to stop me from making a report on something that I've seen and somebody that asked for help.
It's not going to stop you from making a what now? It's not going to stop you from making mac and cheese? It's not going to stop you from making bread? No, those things weren't what you said. You said making a report. It's not going to stop you from making a report. But you didn't report, right? Which one is it? And when are we supposed to believe you, and when are we supposed to not believe you?
And then the person that you're talking about made it about her, and it wasn't about her. There are thousands, millions of people on TikTok. I don't just think about this one individual. There are many people who come out to ask for help. So nice try. I'm going to go ahead and download your video.
Okay, yeah, there are many, and like I said before, we've already pointed that out. Many people will come to TikTok for help. That's very true. The two that you have discussed didn't ask for help. The two that you have brought up have not been asking. And as a matter of fact, Mac has been very direct with you about saying, stop talking about it. Mac's been very direct about that, but you refuse not to.
I'm collecting enough information in regards to the situation, and if we go to court, let's do it. Let's go to court, because at the end of the day, I have the actual receipts, not these edited videos or whatever. I have actual downloads where if you go to Blue Sky.
Okay, now to protect his identity, I wasn't going to allow him to repeat, to state what, to give any socials where you can find him. So that's why those were bleeped out. Okay, he was giving his socials, and I'm trying to protect his identity here and let's keep it on topic.
You're going to see videos where she's threatening my life, and that just scratches the surface.
Now, I have gone to this person's other socials, coincidentally on Blue Sky, and there are no videos where Mac has done such a thing. That's never happened, and I don't understand where he thinks those things are, because it just never happened.
Right. So she's also linked with someone.
Wait. No. Sorry. Technical difficulties here. We're not doing that. We're not bringing something else in. Now, you have tried this many, many times where you try to group her in with other people. You try to group her in, and you try to state that because she did something this and she did something that, and then you turn it over to they. And no, we're not going to happen here. Sorry, I had to cut that off. I want to make sure. Let's stay on track, please. Let's stay on track.
So who do you want to defend? Go on ahead. But at the end of the day, I have the actual receipts. There's more to the story than you can imagine, and everything is going to come to light eventually.
I don't know when eventually is going to be. I'm still waiting for eventually, but it seems like we've already come. A lot of things have already come to light in the 15. What is it? In the maybe 40 minutes that I've discussed this.
I just so happen to be off TikTok for just a little bit because I got some work to do. But once I get back, we're going to create some videos. So I think you went ahead and just sided with her without knowing all the facts. You should probably dig a little deeper than just the surface level stuff and believe in everything that you hear. Matter of fact, I even have her on video saying, I'm going to continue to make false allegations because it rarely affects men.
For somebody who claims they have all the receipts and all the facts, you really don't understand what people say, because that's something that's never been said. That's something that Mac has never said. Mac has never said that she's going to continue to make false allegations. That has never been the case. So I'm not sure where you're getting that information from.
You don't do that. And as a matter of fact, if it does cause harm, I might have a case of defamation, possibly. If I can prove that it does cause harm to the reputation. So I'm collecting as much information as I can, and we're going to continue to push forward. Let's hammer this out in court if you want. Anyways, you take care of yourself. Adios. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. All right. But let's just get back. Let's just get past this one right here, because again, providing proof that he stated that he reported.
I reached out to Rain for another content creator who reached out to the public for help.
Not according to what we've pointed out here. We've already posted that. Again, same information again. Let's go back and see, just to be sure that we understand what's going on here. Now he states that he reached out after the creator, after he helped the creator. Again, the creator on 3/21. I'm going to move it up a little bit so you guys can see. The date is 3/21 on the original post. Found the picture on 3/22. Was given that information. His original post was on 4/1. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about that you found the information and then you reported it on that date? Again, who are we supposed to believe here? Are we supposed to believe what we hear or what you tell us afterwards? I don't know. So one way or the other, you're not being truthful. Whether it's you didn't report before and you lied about it, or you reported and you're lying about it now. It's one of the two, but one way or the other, you are not honest about it. Very clear on that there.
And that's what I do.
That was a weird pause.
I can.
Sure.
And she says, "Oh, he's being mean to me. He compared me to a Happy Meal that came with a toy."
That's what you
Because you're
did.
a child, in my opinion.
Then why are you going after a child? If she is a child in your opinion, why are you going after a child? Very weird.
I'm not going to respect you after you threaten my family.
When did she do that? You keep claiming that she did this. She threatened your family. When? You've not provided any proof that she threatened your family. It's not happened at all.
To go after my kids.
No one went after your kids. Max sure didn't. If other people did, that's other people. Max sure didn't. None of us did.
I'm not going to respect you. I don't care about your story at that point.
Okay. Extra pause.
So,
Oh.
I think the people who sided with her,
Let me guess. I'm guessing he's gonna want an apology.
believed her owe me an apology. And
Wow.
unfortunately, this is the reason why we can't say that we're going to believe everybody.
So how did this all of a sudden become, well, we're not going to believe everyone because somebody didn't, in his terms, wasn't honest. Let's, just wildly say that somebody wasn't honest here. Does that fall on everyone else? That fall on everyone else? Now we're not supposed to believe anyone else? Are you sure you're advocating for the right people here? Are you sure you're advocating at all? If that's what you want to claim, well, I was lied to once, so why should I believe somebody else? That's not how it works. That's not how advocacy works. That's not how believe victims works.
Because of people like this actually sets you back.
Nope. You set everyone back. This doesn't.
This is counterproductive to the idea that we should believe everybody.
Nope. Not at all.
She's countering her own statements.
Has not done it once yet.
And I'm sorry, but how can we believe everybody when you got people like this that are willing to lie to you?
That is a rich statement coming from somebody who I've already proven has not been honest. In the time that we've been up here, I've already proven he has not been honest. So, why are we supposed to believe you now, my guy?
for clout to go to Coachella.
What is your issue with Coachella? I mean, it's not my thing, but if somebody wants to go to Coachella, what is your issue with Coachella?
For money.
Everybody wants money. We live in a capitalist society. So?
For following.
If I gain a follower or two here or there, great. Big deal. Oh my gosh. Look. There was a pause there, and because of that pause, I wanted to enter something else that I just want to fill in that pause time that he's got, because he does it so often. It's just so mind-boggling. So I wanted to bring up something else that he has discussed that I thought was a pretty strange take that he had here. So let's listen to this weird take that he's got.
Now, another content creator made a good point, and I agree with this. You know, the Democratic Party is all about, how dare you judge someone based off their skin color?
So let's just be clear here. The Democratic Party is they're saying, how dare you judge someone based on their skin color? What he's referring to is, how dare you judge people based on their race, not just the color of their skin, but their race, their phenotypical race. Okay, not just the shade of their skin.
And then what's the next thing we say? Oh, orange man is bad. And if you really think about it, right? If you're not part of a cult, and if you're not in this cultish mindset, if you do some self-introspection, is that something we should really be saying?
It doesn't matter, because that's a spray tan. No one denies that Donald Trump is a white man. No one has denied that. They say orange man because of a spray tan. And you want to compare that to... You want to compare that... I got it. You want to compare that to a race thing? It's so weird. That's so weird that this is the take you had. And I'm curious as far as what other creator has brought that up. I don't know if it's a creator on the left that brought that up. I don't know if that's something that a creator on the left would bring up, about talking about Orange Man.
About his orange skin? No. There's a lot of hypocrisy in that. Now, are they being facetious because the right comes after us because of our skin
Dude, you're not
color?
welcome here.
Yeah, I think so. We should just should have showed up and voted for Harris. We didn't. So now we are no. Yeah. But see, the problem is...
I'm sorry, Mr. Bobby G. I'm talking about this creator here. If you want to come back after I'm done, you sure can. But right now I'm talking about this creator here. So you can wait. You can wait. Are you sure? Are you sure that's you? Are you sure?
See, here's the problem. These groups on the left are what's wrong with our Democratic Party. And you guys, I don't know if you see it or not, but if you're not, they try to force you into compliance, and it's not going to happen.
Am I too scared of what exactly? Am I too scared of what? This isn't a debate. This isn't a debate. I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies of Mr. Blue Sky's accusations here. So I don't know why you think that I would need to bring you up to talk about Mr. Blue Sky.
Happen. So even if there's 100,000 people that, let's say, they're up against me, 100,000, which is really not the case. It's more like 200 that are against me, maybe. There's 350 million people in the United States, and
I don't know what this has to do with anything.
That are loud and obnoxious, but they don't have any integrity, and they do push people away from this party. So if you're not in their mindset, then you're not a Democrat, right?
or you're not a
don't-
real Democrat.
well, I
And
don't
first
know
of
what
it's a
all this has to
childish
do with
statement
anything.
to make, because you can still be a Democrat and still disagree with the left. And sometimes I do disagree with the left, and the way they handle things, I disagree with the left.
Yeah, that's fair. Everybody
Now,
does that.
moderate left, but that doesn't mean that sometimes the Republican Party is not correct in some things. Like, for example, I just gave you the example. The Democratic Party is all about not talking about our skin tone,
What?
but
Again, it's not about skin tone. It's a it's about a spray tan. It's a completely different thing. If you want to go from skin tone to spray tan, it's wild.
and here we are making fun of Donald Trump's orange skin.
They're not making fun of his orange skin. They're making fun of the spray tan.
There's a lot of hypocrisy in that, if you think
Where?
about it.
No, there
We should
isn't.
practice what we preach. It's not do as I say, don't do as I do as I say. That's not the way we should be leading. We should be leading by example. Now, I'm a little rough around the edges, but what I can tell you is that I come from a good place. But the moment that you start attacking me and my family,
Who attacked your family? No one attacked your family. Mac definitely didn't attack your family. There's been no proof of Mac attacking your family.
gloves are off. I don't care about your story. I don't care about your story. As a matter of fact, I learn everything about you if you come after me. So, and that's exactly what I've done.
Why would you do that? Why would you learn everything about Mac for not attacking for attacking your family? Okay, let's just see if he's still paused. Longest pause in the world, longest pause in history. Let's go to the next thing then.
So while they're on a little break, the reason why I got their address and her real name and her last name.
Why are you giving out somebody's last name
The
or a
reason
real
being
name?
it is simply because, one, it's not doxing if you look at the actual doxing laws. Two, they threaten my family.
Who's they? You're saying
They
they.
threaten my family.
What are you talking about? You're saying they. Mac isn't a they. Mac is not a they. So I'm not sure we talk. I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm talking about Mr. Blue Sky here. If you can't, if there's for some reason you want to center yourself, which is very strange. It's very, very strange that you want to center yourself when I'm talking about Mr. Blue Sky.
I know where you are. I know. Listen, I know your full name.
Okay, so now you're speaking with Mac, Mr. Blue Sky, and then you want to let her know that you know where she is. Okay, that's weird.
Okay, but this is what I'm going to tell you.
Why don't you want to say it
At
out
the
loud?
time I sent, I'm not going to put your information out there out in public right now. At this,
Okay, if we can just zoom it back just a little bit there. I'm not sure if you guys heard that. I'm not sure if you heard that. But he said, Mr. Blue Sky said, I'm not going to post out your information. Not right now. I don't know if you guys heard that. But I'm going to play it back so you guys can hear it again. Because it was a very subtle suggestion. But he also said, not right now. Let's see. Let's play that back.
your full name, okay? But this is what I'm going to tell you.
Why don't you want to say it out
At the
loud?
time I sent, I'm not going to put your information out there out in public right now at this moment.
Right now at this moment. Yeah, I'm not sure why this Bobby 0313 is I'm talking about Mr. Blue Sky, but Bobby 0313 wants to, is dying for my attention for some reason. I don't know. And he also thinks that I want his followers for some reason. There are comments that he made in here. It's like, you want followers? I don't want your followers, my guy. So don't worry about it.
I'm not. I do have your full name. But Mac, here, this is what I'm going to tell you, okay? Because you pointed to your own name on your own profile, and I've got video of it. So I can use your name.
How does that make sense? You pointed to a name so I can use your name? How's that? That's just... are you making up rules as you go? If you use the certain letters in your name in the alphabet, then I can use your name. What I don't get where you're coming from with all of this. I don't know. I'm not sure why Mr. BlueSky thinks that that. Hold on one sec. I don't know why Mr. BlueSky thinks that somebody with orange skin with a spray tan is equivalent to. It's equivalent to race. Hey, what's up, Mac?
Hey.
Hey.
Well, I wanted to come up earlier, but I got distracted. But I wanted to address the Coachella thing because
Sure.
that keeps getting misconstrued. So I didn't even talk about Coachella in tandem with everything that's been going on regarding Blue Sky.
So Mr. BlueSky, he coupled the things together just to make them sound more nefarious than they were.
Right, and like I the reason I said that was because honestly it was more of a joke than anything. Like to be so honest, I don't even
But come
I don't
on,
even
but
think
come on.
Coachella's- I don't
Why
think
do people
Coachella's
joke?
the best of the music festivals. I know, but yeah, I really just said that more of like a joke, and it's just very interesting to me that that got recorded and is now being used against me, and I just think it's a little bit delusional because I wasn't talking about that in tandem with all of this, and I think it's really delusional to sit and record a 22-year-old and her lives where she's simply talking about things that aren't even relevant to like what I post content about, and all of that gets used against me. And what I like just wanted to clear up is that no, I don't do this for money, views, clout, whatever. If that were the case, then I would have stopped a long time ago whenever I had no platform and hardly anyone following me. And so and also I just want to say that like I don't make a lot of money off of TikTok at all. It's something that I do in my free time because it's a good way for me personally to get out my frustration with grape culture.
Yeah.
And get out my frustration with, just men in general and what they are doing to women across the world, specifically in the United States. But yeah, it's really just a hobby.
Well, now would it be safe to say?
talk
Would it be
about
safe
all
to say?
this.
Would it be safe to say that if for some reason that this does become a career, that'd be cool?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
That's why I've been posting more frequently because I would like to get to that point at some point, of course. I think it would be difficult due to like the niche that I've chosen.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
To focus on, but like also I don't want to focus. I would rather focus my content on something useful and educational and something that other people can look at than just post random bullshit on the internet. Like, so, and if that becomes more of a career or job, then of course I would love that because who wants to work, right?
Yeah,
like,
I
who
agree.
wants to work if you could tap into social media and making social media your living, who wouldn't do that?
Yeah. I don't disagree.
So
That would be fun.
I agree.
I mean, getting invited to parties and stuff like that because of just things that you post on social media. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I think anybody. I would even think Mr. BlueSky would be willing to do that. If what Mr. BlueSky talks about gave him the notoriety where he wouldn't have to do anything else but this, I'm sure Mr. BlueSky would want to do that as well.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't?
and I just wanted to clear that up because I know that that's being used against me now. And a lot of things that I'm saying, not even whenever I'm talking about any of this, not even when I'm debating. Like, my Get Ready With Me lives are being recorded. My videos where I'm like fucking having mental breakdowns on live are getting recorded. And I do think that's very odd because I don't understand what the point of recording someone to use every single little word that they use
Well,
against them
I'd
is.
say that's probably just a little obsessive. That's what I would assume. I would assume that it would be fairly obsessive to point out and to try to use things that you just say in normal conversation where when you're just chatting with people on a live, and try to use that to correlate with the things that Mr. Blue Sky, you and Mr. Blue Sky have been going through. It's weird. I think it's just really weird.
Right. And yeah, I just like I don't know. I would just say that also for the clout thing, if I needed clout off of someone's name, then my other that would maybe make sense if my other videos weren't doing well. But I had 2 viral videos over the weekend, and so that have nothing to do with this individual. And so I don't know why that's the allegation, because I don't need help with my engagement on the app. Not that that's not even something that I that is the biggest issue out of all of this, but it's just something that I wanted to address because the engagement on my videos is really, really good, and I appreciate those videos gaining the traction that they need to gain to get the message out there about grape culture.
I'm curious, Mac, because you did say what your niche is. You do talk about women's issues in grape culture specifically. Now, does Mr. Blue Sky also talk about that? Is that something that Mr. Blue Sky, is that person's niche?
No, I don't.
No,
believe so.
I don't think it is. I mean, I'm not entirely sure because I haven't gone through all of their content. I'm not obsessed. But I think their niche has less to do with grape culture and more to do with something else that has to do with an imaginary line in the sand between countries. And considering what that is, would that be something that those people be interested that you talk about? Would that be something where you would want to go and target their particular audience to try to get them over to you because those things are so similar?
No, not at all. I don't think that those would be my typical viewers.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't think that people who would be interested in learning about this arbitrary line in the sand that happens to go between, a few states, the United States and the country of Mexico. I don't think that those things are similar. So I'm not sure how you wanting to gain the clout from Mr. Blue Sky, who talks about that. I'm not sure why that would be where you would want to go to get that audience. It's just weird to assume that that's where you would go, because I'm pretty sure that's not where I would want to go either. I would also want I would also want people who are a little more empathetic, a little more well informed, people who actually like to look and learn about things and research. People who also are accountable.
Right. And yeah, I very much agree with that. My primary audience of people, and I want to keep it this way, is women. I don't want a primary audience of men. I want a primary audience of women because my account is primarily focused on women's issues and female victims, and so that's my account. And so I really wanted to address the Coachella thing because I guess now a girl can't even make jokes. A girl can't even make a joke.
You're not allowed. That's just not allowed. That's not right. It's not allowed to talk about.
I also really did want to say that I think it's also a little bit. Actually, no. I think it's insanely disrespectful that someone who's never been graped. Remember that word. Graped. Yeah. Very big difference between that and other forms of sexual violence. I just think it's really very interesting that someone who's never been raped is telling me how I should or should not advocate and what I should or should not do and what is right or wrong for me to do. I don't know why someone, like, I don't even know why there would be an issue with someone telling their story and making money off of it. I don't know why that would be wrong. Not that that's even what I'm doing. I have never.
Oh, hold on. I've got that little.
Not the
Yep.
live thing.
All
I
right.
have never made money off of my videos that even talk about or like, talk about like my story. So that's just like insane to me that someone who's never experienced that is telling me how to feel and what to do. And I think it's incredibly disrespectful. And I think that if you haven't been a victim of grape, let me be very clear, then I don't think you get an opinion on what grape victims should be allowed to do with their story once they are comfortable enough to share, to not share, whatever they want to do.
Well, I would also, I mean, in my mindset, how I would see it also is also everyone's grape is unique. So even if you have in any way been graped, you should not tell other grape victims how to process their situations. I think that would be another fair assumption because I don't know if Mr. BlueSky has been, and I would never ask Mr. BlueSky if he has, because if that's something that he's not willing to share at some point, granted, I understand that, but the one thing that I wouldn't do is whether he has or has not been raped. I don't think he or anyone else has any right in telling somebody else how to speak on their situation.
Yeah, I agree, and I would just also say that, like, again, it's just very disrespectful, and I don't understand why it would be wrong for a victim to share their story and, touch other people's hearts, minds, whatever, and like want to get their story out there and potentially build a community of other people who have been through a similar experience, so that way they can spread the word.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Mr. BlueSky, but Bobby G0313 is in the comments. Now, Bobby G0313 is now claiming that he knows Irish's real name. Why would you announce that? What would be the point of announcing that you would know somebody's real name who's been notoriously known to be anonymous on this platform? I don't get why that would be something that you want to announce and claim that you have. Are you planning on using that in some way, shape, or form? Are you planning on revealing that information in some way, shape, or form? Because if you are, that's strange that you would actually admit to that. On a platform. Now, I don't have very many people. I've only got 80 plus people in here. But to announce that you have somebody's name who is notoriously known for being very anonymous on here is just a very strange thing to do. It's very strange. Now, I actually didn't say anything about doxing. That was never a mention of doxing. Did I say anything about doxing, Bobby G0313? Because I didn't say that. I didn't mention doxing at all. So I'm not sure why that's something that you said. Now, other people may be saying it in the comments, and if you wanted to speak with them specifically about that, sure, talk to them about it. But if you're addressing me, or if you're addressing somebody on the platform or on the panel, address me. Address us on the panel. Address Irish specifically. But unless one of us said that you're doxing, I don't know why you would even bring it up. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just interesting behavior coming from some of the commentators. And Mr. BlueSky Man here, what I also wanted to say was that I think it's also kind of disrespectful to suggest to a platform of, you know, however many people he has who actually watch his videos, that he, you know, it's disrespectful to just try to discredit someone's story because you don't like them, and it's just very disrespectful to share details about a story that the victim is not sharing. It's very disrespectful to ask someone specific details that are irrelevant to a situation, such as who broke up with who. It's very disrespectful to claim that there were no police reports made about a perpetrator. There were. I've shown parts of the police reports before. So there were. I don't feel the need to post screenshots of these police reports because I just don't want to. Like, I know
You shouldn't have to either. It's not something like you need to do.
what I did. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And like I know what I've like done and the steps that I've taken, and I don't need to prove that to anyone. If you don't believe me, well, it doesn't really bother me because, you know, I could just open my camera roll and show you the screenshot. I don't want to do that because I don't feel the need to, because I feel content with like knowing that I did report, so it doesn't bother me. It's just disrespectful more than anything. And yeah, it's just really, really disrespectful. And, you know, kind of what you said, kind of what Blue Sky Man said, made me go back and read the police report. And, I mean, it's interesting information to know that, you know, somehow Mr. Blue Sky Man has received information that of who broke up with who. And I reread part of the police report, and it's just interesting because the person that I reported to the police is clearly lying to people about all of that.
Yeah.
And lied to the police about that. So yeah, that was good to know, though. Kind of like got to go back and reread some of the lies that were told on the report. So that was, you know, I guess one good thing that came out of this nonsense.
Right. Now, there was something that Bobby G0313 said in the comments here that it is something that I am going to address as we progress with the video here, because he did mention the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. So that is something that I will address as well, because there's something I am going to share. But again, this is as we go. I'm not going on Mr. Blue Sky's schedule. Bobby G 0313 is more than welcome to hang around, and if he wants to address me afterwards, sure, he can address me afterwards. But I'm not going to completely derail what I had planned just because he's eager to talk. So he can either wait in the comments. He can go. Maybe Mr. Blue Sky is live. Maybe he can go chat with Mr. Blue Sky. I don't know, but I'm not going to completely modify how I run my life so to cater to him. This is not his world. We're not living in his world. So he can be patient, or he can go and find another live. That's just how I see it.
One thing I would be curious about is how Mr. Blue Sky is adamant and sure that there were no police reports made. I would just be very interested to figure out or understand how Mr. Blue Sky came to that conclusion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but that's something that I am going to point out when I bring it when it comes to bringing up the FOIA. So, for those of you guys who are interested in finding that out as well, along with Mac, please stay tuned, because that is one of the new things that I discovered that I actually worked in to this here. So that is something that I am going to discuss, and it shouldn't be that far from now. I don't remember exactly where it was in the video, but it is something that I am going to discuss. So, I don't know, Mimi. I don't know why Bobby's he's so wound up about Mr. Blue Sky. So I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're more than welcome to stay tuned. Mac, if you have anything else you want to say before I put you back down, because I want to continue with this. But the platform, I mean, the space is yours. I mean, because again, he's been coming at Mr. Blue Sky's been coming at you, so you're free to say what you want to say here.
Yeah, I think everything that I've said is kind of what I wanted to address, I guess. Yeah, I would just say that it makes me very uncomfortable to know that everything I say on live, regardless of the type of live I'm doing, is being recorded. I don't know why a 40-something-year-old man is recording my Get Ready With Me lives and my yapping lives where I don't even talk about any of this.
Right.
I would just say it makes me very uncomfortable, and it's very odd behavior, and I really would appreciate if that behavior stopped.
That's fair. That's more than fair.
Right? Like, at the bare minimum. And then I would also just say, like, it's very incredibly disrespectful, of course, to like name drop, full name drop perpetrators against a victim's consent. So
that's something that I will be addressing as well. So I did add that as well.
Sounds good. I'll be looking forward to all of these questions getting answered.
Sure thing. Thanks for coming up, Mac. So we're going to continue on because it seems like I think Bobby G0313 decided to go and either find Mr. Blue Sky's live, if Mr. Blue Sky was live, or he decided to go and speak with somebody else. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. He doesn't dictate how I run my life, so even though he says I'm scared or whatever the case is, he's not going to detract me from what I was doing. So kick rocks. You don't have to be here if you don't want to be here. You're more than welcome to leave. Let's continue on with the video. And the longest pause in history.
So
honestly, I thought he fell asleep. And you know what? The thing is that I never stopped the live. That was just part of the pause. Everything that we discussed between that when he first paused to now was just his natural pause between videos. So it's really strange, but the timing was so well on that. But yeah, he finally just came back. So good on him.
I think a lot of people owe me an apology.
Oh my gosh, again with the apology. Why? Why with the apology? Over and over again. I swear.
A lot of them. Do you know how many unaliving threats I've received, or nasty, snarky messages saying, how dare you report someone's essay without their permission? How dare you go to HELL?
Is it bad to say hell nowadays? I didn't know that was one of those bad words. Now, I don't agree with people going out there and making unalive threats via private message or anything like that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's horrible. Snarky comments? That's what you're all up and about, is a snarky comment about how dare you? That's your big thing? Mr. Blue Sky, that's a little sensitive. It's a little sensitive if a snarky comment's going to get you wound up the way it's wound you up. A snarky comment. So weird.
Go unalive yourself.
Yeah, so I just want to make it clear. If someone tells you to do that, that's not a threat. If someone tells you to do that, that's not a threat. It's a suggestion. It may not be the nicest suggestion, but it is a suggestion. It's not a threat. Yeah, I personally, I wouldn't use it. I hold it against nobody who does use it, because if they're feeling a certain way to say that, it must have brought something out for them to say that. I wouldn't say it, but again, it's not against for me anybody else. It is just a suggestion, an expression of emotion. Yeah, sure, that could be the same thing, exactly. But it's not a threat. Even hoping someone unalives isn't a threat. Yeah, I don't think hoping someone unalives is a threat. Yeah, I don't see it. If you want to take that as a threat, then I can't say anything towards that, but I don't take it as a threat. If someone hopes I unalived, I'm not going to feel threatened by them for saying that. I'm not threatened by that. You can hope all you want. I just don't see how that, how that's got you wound up as much. The hoping that you unalive and the self-unalive, okay, granted, you could be a little wound up because of that. But snarky remarks is what got you wound up. Okay, that's a little sensitive.
Why? Because I tried to help somebody that's not her.
Who did you try to help? Because it wasn't either of the two. If you try to help a third, fourth, fifth, or sixth person and you want to keep their identity safe, granted, all power to you. I mean, look, it's great to humility is a good thing, and not wanting to boast and brag about the things that you've done. If you don't want to do that, I get it. But Mr. Blue Sky, we know you well enough to know that if you do one good thing, if you help somebody cross the street, you would probably host a live about it. You would likely host a live about it, because it's clear that you've done that many times before. So anytime you did that, now what he's going to do is going to claim that I said that he hosted a live about him helping somebody cross the street. Because he doesn't understand sarcasm. So, and okay, I'll own it. Oh my gosh, with the pause. Oh, the pause.
The things that I made on TikTok I've given away to other people to help.
Would you look at that? It was like I timed that somehow, where he wants to boast about the things that he's done. He wants to go on and just talk about the things that he's done. He wants a cookie. Can we give him some cookies in the chat? Let's give him some cookies, because that seems like what he wants. He really wants those cookies, because he's got to boast about all the things that he's done, all the people that he's helped, all the things that he's done to make this world a better place.
To show support to other content creators.
Not a very difficult thing to do, to just say, I support you. You don't get a pat in the back to say, I support you. Oh, the pauses.
So, Unproblematic Mac is her screen name, and she is horrible human being for doing what she's done.
She's done nothing.
But at the same time, I don't want anything wrong to happen to her. I want her to have a bright future ahead.
Well, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. You pull out her username. You don't want anything wrong to happen to her, but then you don't want anything wrong to happen to her, but you put out the username just for random reasons, just because it's for informational purposes only.
She's young. She's not even at the age of 25. The frontal lobe develops at the age of 25, this part. It's your decision-making part of your brain.
Is it the decision-making part of your brain? I'm not exactly a specialist there, but is the frontal lobe the decision-making part of your brain? I don't know. I'm not a frontal lobe scientist, so I couldn't say whether or not that's accurate. And I haven't asked for Mr. Blue Sky's credentials on his extensive knowledge of the frontal lobe, so I don't know if I would be able to take his word for it or not. I may need to find and invite a frontal lobe specialist to confirm or deny that claim.
But what she did was wrong.
What did you do?
So, I hope that person that was talking to me in the comment section about this, who said that I reported, why are you going around reporting essays?
That was a fair question to ask. I didn't catch that part of Mr. BlueSky's live, but it's a fair thing to ask considering I have already proven multiple times during this live that you claim that you did report.
And two things. One, if I did, I'm just saying, if, you got to understand the word if.
All right, let's write that down so I can look it up later. I don't have any. Oh, here we go. Let me write that word down so I can look it up later. How do you spell that? If. Okay. All right. Got that. All right. So let's move forward.
If I did, understand that it came from a place of.
It came from a place of. I'll answer this for you, Mr. BlueSky. It came from a place of ignorance. It came from a place of misogyny. It came from a place of power. It came from a place of the patriarchy. It came from a place of where you wanted to be the hero. That's where it came from. Anything you say beyond that, I'm not going to take your word for it.
A good place where I wanted to help. But I didn't because I contacted Rain. Rain is a hotline because I didn't know what to do.
Okay, so I do want to point this out, all right? So it switched over to Rain after people were getting on Mr. BlueSky about him reporting, about him saying clearly that he reported. So now he moved over to Rain to report on Rain. Now, can anybody tell me whether or not Rain is somewhere where you report essays? Is Rain somewhere where you can call and report essays? I don't recall. I don't know if there's a separate hotline, if there is a place specifically where you can report it. I don't recall. So, okay. So it's not a reporting agency. Got it. They collect data there, correct? They collect data there. They compile it so you can better understand specifics and details and statistics. I believe that's what RAIN is. They're an organization that will provide you with information, not reporting. It's not a reporting agency. So I thought so, but I didn't know. They provide you information. It's just perfect. It's support. So it is not a reporting agency. Now let's see what Mr. BlueSky had to say about that.
I don't feel like I should have to explain myself because I've done nothing wrong.
Then don't explain yourself. Why put out a video?
But since a few of you want to attack me, I'll bring some receipts to my statements, and I can't make this stuff up.
Okay, perfect. Let's see. I mean, you've made stuff up before. I've already proven that. But let's see what you've got to say.
Other content creators reached out to the public and asked for help, and so I obliged.
Unless it's somebody else that you haven't pointed out from the two that you have clearly stated that you've done. No, I don't think you have. I don't think you have at all. But if you have, good on you. If you were to reach out and help the victim without having to go through reporting, without taking away their autonomy.
And I try to find the essayer because the content creators asked for public help.
Again, not the two that you've pointed out, not the two that we've discussed here. So unless there are more, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I wasn't the only one who helped out. It was several hundred people who found pictures and evidence and so forth. And a certain content creator, and you know who you are, took it as if I was talking about you. And I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, okay.
I reached out to Rain. I reported it to Rain for advice and to help.
Now you notice that that little the wording that he tried to put there. I reached out to Rain. No, I reported it to Rain because Mr. Blue Sky knew that he can't report. So now he wants to just merge the two words together. He wants to make people think that he's saying report but meant reached out. He's saying he wants to consistently or not consistently but occasionally throw in the word report to make it seem like what he really meant was he just reached out. That's what he's trying to do there. Not very subtle, but
because I wasn't sure if I should do anything about it or if I.
Okay, if you weren't sure you would do anything about it, it's good to reach out, not report, to Rain to see what you can do. They can probably offer you some sound advice.
Should report it. And because I'm not the subject matter expert, I asked for assistance.
Understatement.
So if you look here closely, I did blot out some of my personal information after. I did.
Well, that's good, yeah. I mean, I appreciate that you're doing that. You're protecting yourself, just like I'm trying to protect you, just by concealing your identity. So, yeah, that's good on you.
Guy, and I don't think that it would be correct for me to reach out to her.
If you didn't think... Well, here's the strange thing. If somebody comes onto the internet and asks for your help, if someone comes onto the internet and says, hey, if you can help me with something, please help me with something, why would you then think that it's not okay for you to reach out to them? If someone legitimately asked, hey, public, please help me out. If you can, please reach out to me and help me out. Wouldn't the first thing you do if you found the information that they wanted were to reach out to them? Wouldn't that be the first thing that you did? Now, okay, granted, maybe you felt because you're a guy that you shouldn't reach out. That's fair. That's a fair thing to say, considering that this person may have been a woman and did not, and you may assume that that they don't want to hear from a man. I can see that. What's the next best option to do? Enlist the help of one of your friends who are women. Heck, you can. There are 69 people in my chat right now. A lot of them are women, and they would be more than happy to reach out on behalf of whatever information you had. There are so many women on this platform, and there might be so many women that you know yourself, Mr. Blue Sky, that would be willing to do so, provided that they were asking for help. But instead, you wanted to create a paper trail by now reaching out 3 days after you posted that you reported. Okay? And how do I know it was 3 days after? Let's find out how.
Personally, because I'm a guy. And then further I said, what's wrong with reporting the situation? They wrote back. And
first of all, if this is your crack receipts, those awesome receipts that you already that you claim you always have, Mr. Blue Sky, all we see there is 3 dots. That's not a good job there, my guy.
Therefore, I didn't report it. You know, I think a lot of you owe me an apology.
Again with the apology. Okay, but I did say the initial video, the video came out on the 1st of April, right?
Big time. It even has the date. April 4th, 2025.
Oh! So the date is April 4th, 2025. But you claimed that you reported on April 1st of 2025. So now we're back to you not reporting when you claim that you did, and now you claim that you don't. So unless you're a time traveler and you reported on the 4th, went back in time and talked about it on the 1st, I don't understand where all of this makes sense. These things aren't lining up. The math is not mathing, Mr. Blue Sky.
A little over a week ago. And, okay, maybe I should have said that I was just going to seek help from Rain, but I did report it to Rain because I was seeking out advice.
You can't report it to Ray, my guy. Stop using that word. You're not using words properly.
I'm not the subject matter expert. I have to ask people that are professionals in this field. And I did have the wherewithal to say that I don't think it's appropriate for me to contact the victim because I'm a guy. She's been affected by a guy. So, what do I do?
If she's asking for help, the simplest thing you could have done was recruit one of your women friends to help. You've got a huge following. I'm sure you have friends that are women that you follow as well. That would have gladly helped you. But instead you wanted to make a paper trail. You wanted to make a paper trail to try to get to try to say that you did follow a specific follow specific steps to get to where you are now. It's a very messy paper trail as well. Now, Nurse Lady J, I don't know if he has friends. But also he is dating someone in the medical field. I'm sure that someone would have been happy to help as well, right? I'm sure Mr. Blue Sky had somebody that would have gladly helped. So, again, the math is not mathing here.
After I find this information, should I directly contact you with it? But I noticed in the comment section that I wasn't the only one who found the guy's information that was public. So, I wasn't talking about you. And you know who I'm talking to. You're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and one more thing. When somebody threatens my life or my family, yeah, I'm going to find out.
Okay, when somebody does that, you're going to find out. Did Mac do that? Because you're jumping through a lot of hoops trying to get Mac's information without ever proving that Mac did that. You always claim they did that. Mac and this person did that. This group did this. This group did that. You don't have any proof that Mac did that.
Oh, everything I can about the threats, and that's exactly what I did. But it was all done through public means. And I have video of everybody who has sent me unabiding messages, who has attacked my girlfriend, and all for what reason?
Now people are attacking your girlfriend. Now again, if people are going after her, it sucks. It sucks that people are going after her. And I would never ask you to show proof of that either, unless you want to directly claim that a certain individual did. And if a certain individual does that, provide those receipts. Now, if other people who are random anonymous people on here do that, no, I'll take your word for it. Why not? I'll take your word for it. But if you're going to claim that somebody individually did that, please provide those sources. Please provide those receipts. Haven't seen them yet.
Because I tried to help somebody that publicly asked for help.
Didn't happen.
At the end of the day, I didn't report or make an official report. All I did was talk to Rain about it.
Not according to what you said, because according to what you said, you reported.
Yeah, well, I definitely think I deserve an apology from a lot of people.
Why the apology? Why does somebody need an apology so bad?
Because I found out everything about this other individual and found out that he basically admitted to it. And this other person, Mac, thought I was talking about her. So you guys brought it up in the comment section. I think it was, what's her name? What was her name again? Is she here?
Well, see, now this is the odd thing, because I didn't have time and I couldn't find when Mr. Blue Sky said that he wasn't going to be speaking on it anymore. Mr. Blue Sky was very clear about that. I had it before, but I had it in in a video where he was masked and he directly said that he wasn't going to be speaking on this anymore. That he wasn't going to say anything anymore. Yet, a couple of days later, he's back on this again. It was just one more video with proof, and then I'm never speaking on it again. But here we are, back to speaking on it.
Aaron's wife, did you want to come up here? I mean, do you want to listen to that again? And do you not understand that she was doing it for the clout?
Now, it does sound like I've slowed it down a lot, but I didn't. He speaks that low. That was regular speed, guys. That was regular speed. This is why, one, his lives take so long, but two, why people get so bored of him. Because it just takes him forever to get his point across. I would have probably been able to do this live in 40 minutes if we didn't have to listen to him.
They literally have what are called seasons. I have video of everything. Everything that I'm saying, I have video of. They have what are called seasons.
Yes, we do. And let me talk about that for a second. The reason why we have seasons is that because they're reference tools. We use the word season as a reference tool, just in case we need to talk about somebody that we've spoken about before, or an issue that we've had before. We reference them as seasons. We don't specifically create seasons for people, because if you don't know what a season is, it is a set series of dates or times or events. It's set. So we know when summer ends, we know when winter ends, we know when spring ends, we know when fall ends. Those seasons are consistent, and they always set. When TV shows, they have a certain amount of episodes for a season. Okay? We don't have that. We don't sit there and talk about, okay, well, you know what? This season's going to be done by this particular date. That's not how it works. Because we just decided to name that because it was a fun thing to name it. It was a fun thing to name something that's just a horrible thing, because we've talked about horrible people. We've discussed horrible things and horrible people, and we decided to make it a little fun by calling it seasons. And RC, if you think this is drama, don't involve yourself. Problem solved. So here's that's the one thing. Yeah. It's just a reference point. Like if we want to talk about the RC season, we have an RC season because that was an issue that we had, and that was something that was brought up. It's not like we decided, you know what, let's make a season about RC. That wasn't the case. It was just issues that people were having with RC, so that we could reference when that was. We call it seasons. That's it. That's it. That was perfect timing, RC. Thank you for helping with the live. We appreciate it. Now go away.
And they pick content creators to go after.
Nope. It's not how it works.
They lie about them.
Nope. That's also not how it works.
And I got into their crosshairs, and they lied about me. They edited all these clips. But what you don't realize is that when you threaten my family and my kids...
Where have I edited all these clips? This has been very consistent. This has been very straightforward. I've used your video from front to back. I've used your posts from front to back. Where have I edited anything? Other people? Maybe. But please point out where I have done that.
Kids, I don't care about your story anymore. I don't care. I'm not going to be nice to you.
Oh. Pause. Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to be nice to you. So you can edit all the clips you want. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be nice to you. And there's probably going to be more clips in the future with me saying some things that are rude.
How funny that you say that. Because this, if you guys didn't know, this happened last night. Oh, Mr. Blue Sky is live. That's so strange. But this happened last night. Okay? But in true Mr. Blue Sky fashion, he had a live this morning. He had a live this morning because I had a live this morning. This is the encore to that live. So, because of that, he decided to go and say some other things. Let's take a look.
So, all I can say is this. I have the evidence. I have the actual receipts. The FOIA request came back, and I did not find any reports made about a particular person that I know about. No reports made.
Well, that's strange. That's strange that you requested a FOIA. You put in a FOIA request, and then you got you didn't get information back. So strange. Must not be true. It must not be true. So Mac must not have made a federal request, correct? Federal request. Or not a request, but a report. Federal report. The Freedom of Information Act. Okay? That's what a FOIA request is. Freedom of Information Act. All right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask a simple question. Okay? And that simple question is, does the Freedom of Information Act apply to state agencies? So, California, let's see. That would be the California Freedom of Information Act, correct? Let's see. Let's ask a more specific question. Does the Freedom of Information Act provide police reports? Not now. Oh, let's see. Absolutely not. Would you look at that? It says absolutely not, unless the police agency you're talking about is a federal police agency. Federal police agency. So if somebody were to go to their local police station that is not federal, then they're not going to have the information about your state report. Federal. So I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you didn't find anything when you requested the FOIA. Could that be it? Could that be the reason why you didn't find anything? Possibly.
Weird, right?
Weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird? Wait a
Okay.
minute.
You threaten my family.
Okay. So now it's an odd thing. It's an odd thing. Because now he's showing he's a little animated now. He was never this animated before. Now it seems like he's trying to mirror certain people, because I know that I've made videos where I would look across like I was speaking to somebody over on opposite ends when I made videos, when I'm asking questions. And now he wants to do that? Looks like you're learning, buddy. Looks like you're learning from me. Hopefully it works for you. Maybe it helps you out.
Weird, right?
Weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Who you
I
asking?
don't care. You threatened my family. And I've got video of it.
Do you? Because you haven't shown it.
So
You haven't shown Max showing that.
clarifies that. What's your name? What was her name again? Something Aaron's wife. Where did you go, Aaron's wife?
Maybe Aaron's wife fell asleep.
All of a sudden, right? They don't show up.
No, they got bored and fell asleep.
Elizabeth, that would have to prove substantial harm on a defamation case. And she doesn't have deep pockets. I looked into public information regarding her.
Why would you do that? Why would you look into public information about her? He also said
Her family.
her family. So now you wanted to see how much money her family has? How odd is that you're going to go down that route to find out exactly how much money somebody has? I don't care if it's public information or not. You had to look for it. You had to search it out. Nobody else is doing that for you. You're not recruiting people. You're not sitting there saying, hey, can somebody go find this information for me? You're doing it yourself. A lot of these clips that I have, they were provided to me. I didn't do it myself. People just were tired of Mr. Blue Sky providing misinformation, and they thought, you know what? Maybe somebody can use this information. So let me gather it and put it somewhere where somebody can put good use to it. You, on the other hand, decided, you know what? Let me go look for something. And if you did have somebody else going and finding this information, that's also pretty strange. It's also pretty strange that you're doing that as well. I don't get why somebody would even go that route to find out exactly how much a 22-year-old woman, being 44, how much money she and her family has. So weird. So weird.
There's no deep pockets there. I mean, I get restitution of what, $10? And I spend $10,000 to go after them. So,
Okay. Pause.
and then possibly ruin a young lady's life because she made a bad choice.
Now, first he doesn't care. Now he cares. Then he doesn't care. Now he cares.
You see, I can still look beyond myself and still think about her future. But the fact is, she came after me like you wouldn't believe. And it was uncalled for.
Walking contradiction. How did she come after you? How did she come after you? Just like you claim that you felt threatened, so did she. But the difference is, she has valid receipts and valid claims for this. This particular live was last night, Nicole. This is from last night. Somebody in his live asked him, why he reported other people's grapes, or why he reported Max. I'm not entirely sure what that person asked, but he went on a 10 to 15 minute tirade after that. And it was just a lot of misinformation that I have corrected already. I've spent the last 2 hours correcting it.
Oh yeah, principalities. It is a conundrum. But when you come after my...
No, Rue, I actually blurred this person's face because, I want to make sure that he remains anonymous as much as possible. I'm using the true tactics of the 1980s cop dramas and blurring out their faces, or putting the black bars around just to ensure that nobody can figure out who this person is. Right, Chet? Nobody could know who this person is at all. There's just no possible way that you can figure out who this person is in any way, shape, or form. So, because it works. It works. It worked in TV. Why wouldn't it work here? I'm crying about drama? Okay. All right, fair, Joe. You can say that. Doesn't hurt my feelings.
Kids, the gloves are off, and I'm gonna find out everything about you. It is the principal, yes. I agree with that, but to find a lawyer that's going to go after somebody that doesn't have deep pockets. However, I could get her for paying for the lawyer himself or herself.
That would make
It's
you feel
10
good, right?
grand probably or more.
Yeah. Make you
And
feel
then have to pay me another two grand maybe.
Okay, find the lawyer
So
will do
she'd
that.
be in the hole about 13,000 maybe, somewhere around there.
Find a lawyer that will do that.
So it is principle. It is principle. I hear you. I hear that. I really do.
So that was pretty much the whole live, or as far as the video goes. So Mr. Blue Sky, I don't know. I hear that the creator that was in here earlier, Bobby G0313, is live. I wonder if he is discussing this. I hope he's keeping Mr. Blue Sky's identity safe as well, because I mean I think that's important that he doesn't bring up who Mr. Blue Sky really is. He had a lot of things to say when he was in here. He wanted to derail the live. I think he felt that he was important enough to come in here and demand to come up onto the panel, which no, sorry my guy, that's not how it works here. So I don't know how that was. I just don't see how him claiming coming in here. First of all, he said he had me blocked, so I don't even know why he decided to do that. Well, look, if he has, I mean, I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he has been. Even if he has, though, he still has no right in claiming what other people do with their how they process their unique experiences, because they're not the same. I wouldn't tell him how to handle his essay. I wouldn't tell him how to process that. There's absolutely no way I would do that. Well, Impulse. If it's about Bobby G0313, I would rather not show that. Just because it's it's about him. This live is about Mr. Blue Sky, so I wouldn't share information on Bobby G0313. There's just there's no way I would do that. So if it's about Mr. Blue Sky, that's different. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just going through messages right now. Yeah, for those of you guys who message me while I'm showing clips, there's I can't. I unfortunately I'm not reading Discord right now, so I may just miss them. But that's pretty much it. I know that certain people did want to come up and have something to speak on. Hey Yuma, how you doing? So let me see if they still wanted to come up. Let me ask them if they wanted to come up and speak on certain grievances about Mr. Blue Sky. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so let's see what else. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's see. I'm going to give it a couple minutes to see if the person who wanted to come up earlier will come up. I didn't see them requesting yet, but it is late as well. I'm not entirely sure where they are right there. So, oh, let's see. We got somebody requesting. Let's see what they want.
Is it Ernesto?
Yes, Liam. How can I help you?
I was just looking at your background. I've seen this creator. Yeah, and I don't care for him much. He kind of seems like a strange person, but I don't know what the background is. You got Mr. Blue Sky. What is your background about?
Well, if you just got here, you missed out on all the information. Mr. Blue Sky
Sorry.
was... no, that's fine. Mr. Blue Sky was providing misinformation on a specific creator on here, and that's what I addressed. It has nothing to do with what this person does outside of that. It has nothing to do with that. It has absolutely nothing to do with the political spectrum, whether it's left or right. It is specifically about that. Now, I am familiar with the times that you've been up on his platform, so I know you're more right leaning, which that's
Yeah,
your,
but like you said, that doesn't matter to me.
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
no, that's your prerogative. I that's fine. But that's not that wouldn't be what I'm discussing here. I will probably hold another live in the future if more information comes out or if somebody asks me to. But as far as this goes, it was just information on how he has treated a specific creator here that's in their early 20s.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing a lot about it. I've had some debates with him, and it's just I've heard you and I think Irish, maybe was it Irish?
Yeah, Iris has spoken about it.
And I mean, I probably think you guys are on the same side as far as your political views maybe would go. I don't know. I'd be guessing. But he's obviously, if you guys are on the same side, he obviously did something terrible that you guys want to address. And he sounds like maybe he's dodging it or something.
He's not taking accountability for these things. He just continuously redirects, and that's an issue for me. That's an issue for me because he's not providing information correctly. He's misconstruing things. He's saying things that are totally false, and then he switches up when he's called out on those things.
Would this be like bullying, or would this be more of like inappropriate behavior? You don't have to go too deep into it.
With this, it's up. I mean, people could definitely consider it bullying. Sure. What I'm doing, I mean, even people would consider this bullying. I mean, I if somebody wants to claim for bullying, that's just if somebody wants to believe that. What can I do?
What I know who the person is that he's been doing this to?
Mac.
Yeah,
she's the one that co-hosts with Irish a lot.
Okay, I'd have to. I don't. She sounds familiar.
You would probably recognize her if you've seen Irish's lives. Then you would probably recognize.
The thing that bugged me a little bit, if I could say this, you know who I am now, and we'll get.
I mean, I haven't heard much about you. I've seen you on panels before discussing more of a political, having more political discussions. Yes.
And I can be very respectful. I can be a troll as well. And the way that you're speaking right now, I have no reason to disrespect you or take down your live or anything. I would never do that. So what I'm saying is I appreciate you having me up here, and I'm not trying to get any dirt on this guy so I can spread any misinformation or anything. I have had some conversations with him where I don't think he's been the most respectful, and I think it was kind of sad that last time Irish and I spoke, it wasn't a great conversation. It just went off the rails. And
I was there for that one. I was there for the conversation.
I don't know why. Maybe that's partially my fault. I don't really know how that went. as I think we have different political views, and it just got weird. But I did want to talk about him. I'm not for bullying. I'm not for people being inappropriate with underage people and any of that stuff at all. So I'm definitely here.
Just to be clear, that it has nothing to do with him being with underage people or anything like that. It's just so I don't want to spread that, because that's definitely not what's going on here. What's happening here more is just that he is continuously speaking on and harassing somebody who's in her 20s.
That's not cool. Is he coming to her and doing this, or was she coming to his live?
The way it initially started was that he went to a live to talk about the message on that platform. There was a back and forth there. He was dropped from that live. He hosted a live with that background there, talking about bad messaging. Irish went up on the panel and spoke with him because it was the issue. The conversation was it's all men until it's no men. He and Irish had a back and forth that didn't go well. He eventually dropped Irish, and then Mac went up there after Irish to continue the conversation about it's all men until it's no men. In that conversation, it ended up also contentious, where it was a back and forth that didn't go well. They left. Mac decided to host a live about it. Irish decided to host a live about it, and then it's just been going back and forth from there. The difference has been we've been using legitimate sources. We've been using legitimate receipts. He has been, even though he claims he has not, he's been manipulating those receipts.
This is not something that's being legally pursued, is it?
Legally pursued? Not from me, at least. So I can't speak on anyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't speak on whether or not anybody else is legally pursuing it, but not for me.
Yeah, I think honestly, I mean, at this point and stuff, I just probably will keep out of it. I've seen a lot of it because maybe it's just in my For You page or something. But I just
possibly.
I just didn't get a chance to talk to Irish last time because it went off the rails. But again, I don't have a beef with you or with Irish. I think if he gets pushed a little bit, he really likes to not back down. If you've noticed,
I can understand that. I can understand not backing down. If you're legitimate, there's no reason for you to back down, or if you have a legitimate gripe about someone, because I wouldn't either, to be honest with you. I wouldn't either if I had a legitimate gripe. But considering that he has been misconstruing information, facts, he's saying things that aren't true. And he's taking things out of context, a lot of things out of context, and using things that have absolutely nothing to do with this. For example, Mac was talking about growing her account, having more followers, doing all of that. Had nothing to do with Mr. Blue Sky, had nothing to do with anything that they've discussed before. He decides to record those lives and then use those as saying, see, she's lying to you because this is what she's doing.
Yeah.
This is what she's doing. So he's, it's borderline obsessive.
Wow. Well, anyway, I don't know. That's probably about it. I'll get out of your hair. You can talk to somebody else if you want to.
Sure thing, Liam.
Listen, I don't come into every single live and throw my political views at somebody and have an argument with them. It's like, it's not really in my character. I do like the debate pages. I do like talking about government and all of that stuff, but
yeah.
Then if I see you around again, man, just know I don't have a beef with you or anything. All right?
No, no worries. Usually when I have conversations with people, I don't go outside of the realm of the conversation anyway. Yeah. I don't ever go out of the realm of the conversation, even if other people are on the panel that do. It's rare that I go outside of the realm of the conversation.
Cool. Well, tell Irish that I'm going to rip him an ass when I see him. But besides that,
will do.
All right, dude. Have a good one. I'll
you
talk
as
to you
well.
later.
See you, Liam.
Hey, roll back.
All right. So let's see if anybody else. Let's see. Que sera? What's going on? No. Oh, were you on the request wanting to speak with Liam? I think I'm assuming. Oh, that's a possibility. It looked like a lot of people have they dislike Liam, which is, hey, I get it. Some people are not gonna like me, so I gotcha. I see. Robots are here. That's yeah. Okay.
Hey Ernesto, how are you, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. What's the topic here?
Well, I'm just wrapping up. I was going to speak. I've been on for 2.5 hours, and it was just that the conversation was just about the person that's on the background here, Mr. BlueSky. Now, I'm doing my absolute best to not reveal this person's identity, because I think anonymity is fairly important. So, I'm using the old true tactics of the black bar across the eyes that worked so well in the 80s movies and cop shows. And so
he's been redacted.
Yeah, so he has been redacted for his safety. And the reason why Mr. BlueSky, the name Mr. BlueSky came up, is because he does reference Blue Sky quite a bit as far as where he has his receipts. So he does want to redirect people to his BlueSky account. So that's how that happened. And I just this live was just to discuss the misinformation that he's been providing on certain lives and videos that he's created, and I just corrected those with receipts. And again, that happened for the last 2.5 hours.
Oh wow.
So
well, look, I don't want to occupy your panel. I don't know too much about what he was saying or your retort to it, but
sure.
How about it, brother? 2.5 hours. You're putting in the work.
Well, yeah. I mean, the unfortunate thing is that he speaks very slow. So it would probably take me I would probably shave off an hour if he were not to have so many pauses in between his statements, and they're long pauses. So.
All right, man. Well, you have fun with that. I just wanted to say hi. Thanks.
Sure thing, man. Appreciate it.
You have a good one.
You too. All right. So I did see the person that wanted to come up come in for a second, but I don't see them now. So if that's the case, then I will probably yeah, I don't see them coming up. I think 2.5 hours is. It was a tight 2.5 hours. I know there were people, for some reason, this creator, Bobby G0313, wanted to come up and derail by trying to make space up here by saying, I'm afraid to speak with him and all of that. I get that. That's fair. He can think what he wants if that's going to make him feel good about himself. Well, Bobby G0313 Nuka was up here earlier saying that they have receipts. They wanted to play videos like they owned this space. That person thought that they could come up here and just say I want to show receipts. Let me up. You're scared. You don't want to have the real receipts. And I was going to say, oh man, you really got under my skin. So now I have to bring you up so you can show these receipts that you want, that you say you have. But that wasn't going to happen. That's not how I operate. People like that don't come up here, and they don't dictate how I run my life. So even if he came up here now, he's not welcome here, so he can go somewhere else. If I wanted to talk about Bobby, I'd have a live about Bobby. But what I'm doing is I'm having a live about Mr. BlueSky. So I don't know why he wants my attention as bad as he does. It's weird. It's weird that he wants to claim that he wants to come up and make some claim that he deserves time and space up here when he doesn't. So let's see. Oh, yeah. What I do find odd is that ever since I started hosting lives on this person, Mr. BlueSky, Bobby G0313 has been more active about these things here on his live and through his posts. I find that very odd that Bobby G0313 wants to center himself and play victim and continuously claim that he's been on the attack by that. I don't know why he would do that. I also don't think that even in the case of even in the case of Mr. BlueSky, I have not attacked Mr. BlueSky. I've only used his words to disprove his words. That's all I've done. All I've done was use his words. I've never laid a claim. I've just used his words to disprove his words. That's it. I've never claimed that he did something and said something without proving that he did it or said it. And I don't. That's not how I operate. So I do understand that could be frustrating for someone like Bobby G0313, where he wants to come in and claim and think he can swing his thing around and he's important, but that's not how it works. Not here. If you notice, if everyone's ever noticed, I don't go to his live because I just don't want to have a chat with him. You want to call out your ex-husband next, Miss Casey? Look. My thing is that hashtag no DMs. So I mean, if people do reach out, I just I just don't. I don't respond to DMs. There's a specific reason. So there's so much material there. I'm sure there's material for a lot of people here. It's just that I don't do these often, but I don't do them to call people out. It's not like I want people to go attack someone or anything like that. Again, I'm not laying any kind of claim as far as what this person is or has done. I only use his words to disprove his own words. That's all I do. Unfortunately, with the amount of content Mr. BlueSky puts out, it's very easy to do so. The more you speak, when you initially are dishonest, the more it's going to be. It's not going to be easy to keep that story straight. It's just not. And it was like that all the way, like from the beginning to now, where the story has changed multiple times. But Mr. BlueSky wants to claim, no, this is what I actually meant. You just didn't understand it when I said it the first time. No. When I said report, I meant just reached out. When I said the authorities, I meant, no. It was rain that I said. It wasn't the authorities. When I said rain, it's not that you can report rain, but you can send them a message. When I said I reported it on April 1st, but I only have receipts of reporting it on, of contacting rain on April 4th. Don't listen to that. No. Just listen to my words. My words are what makes sense. Just listen to that. There is a certain president that uses those tactics. There's the name kind of the name kind. He was the 45th president. I know he was that one. And he does it often. And if he just continuously says what he wants you to believe, people will start believing him. Why Mr. Blue Sky is saying that? Could he be the 47th? I don't. Or were those the same? Were those the same guys? I don't know if those may have been the same guys. That's the name, Antonio. Trump. That's the name. Yes, he uses the same tactics as Donald Trump does. Just keep saying it until it becomes true. Keep saying the same thing. Keep providing the same misinformation until it becomes truth. That seems like what it is. That does sound accurate. So, yeah, Miss Casey, I don't know why Mr. Blue Sky claims that. Mr. Blue Sky seems to think that somebody was after his kids, I guess. I haven't seen the proof of that. I haven't seen any proof to that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say that he's not telling the truth, but he sure has not provided sources for that. And if he has, I haven't seen them. But I also don't go through all of his content. I don't go through. So if it is there, I may have missed it. But there are other people that, see his content here or there. And none of them have provided me with that information either. Because I have asked. I've asked if anybody has seen that, and nobody has. Look, I don't want to say that Mr. Blue Sky spreads hate, Joe. I don't want to say that. That's a little too much when you say that Mr. Blue Sky spreads hate. That's just unfair to you to say. He might think it's love. Joe, it's a possibility he thinks it's love. And who doesn't love love? It is misinformation, though. But I wouldn't say it's hate. Joe, you love love, don't you? You can say it. You can say that you love love. Bobby keeps saying that. Was he helping Mr. Blue Sky in some way? I mean, if he's doing that, that's fine. Oh, wait, Joe. Bobby is showing receipts on his live. Well, I mean, if people want to go to his live, they're more than welcome to. They don't have to stay here. They don't have to stay here. That's just, yeah. They're not tied down to this live. If they think they wanted to do that, what I do know about Bobby G0313 is that he does tend to block people that don't agree with him. He does that often. He's done that with a lot of people that I'm mutuals with. He's done that a lot. He actually had me blocked until today, where he unblocked me and tried to join my live. Now, he may have blocked me again. I don't know. I haven't checked. But I know that he has blocked me before. So, I on the other hand, I don't block him. He's not welcome on my live, but I don't block him. I mean, why? I don't have lives about Bobby G0313. So, yeah, I don't know why he does that. I have heard that, Antonio. I have heard that Mr. Blue Sky has thrown his friends under the bus. Yeah, I have heard that. I know that he wants Mac to hold everyone in her surrounding area. He wants to hold her responsible if somebody goes and is snarky. I mean, goodness, snarky. If they're snarky with him, ooh, look out. But if they're snarky with them, Mac has to be held responsible for that. Mac must be held responsible. But if his friends or if his mutuals or if anybody he's on the panel with does something wrong, or if he reaches out to somebody who turns out to be, let's say, Schmedophile adjacent? No, he didn't. No, there's no way. There's no way. Oh gosh, no. How is he supposed to be held responsible? Now, Mr. Blue Sky claims he's very good at collecting data, collecting information. finding information about people, except if they are helping him, providing him information, and they end up being very bad people. If that's the case, he's going to use that same tactic. Well, I didn't know anything about that. How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to research this person? How am I supposed to this and that? How is that? How am I supposed to control the panel that I'm on? Now, if it's glitching for anyone, Nats, can somebody let me know? Because there might be people multiple reporting in here. That's a possibility. But if it's glitching, please let me know. Because, yeah, I have no problem in ending the live now if it's glitching for anyone else. Oh, okay, so it does seem to be better. Yeah, I haven't really had to deal with the same kind of glitch that other creators have. But, yeah, I do think that I am going to end it up now because I do have to... Oh, okay, so it was... That's fine. Yeah. I thought, oh no, I got the virus. I got the virus. But no, fortunately, it seems like I'm okay right now, which is good. But I do appreciate you guys that were here to listen to my nonsense. And I will... I don't know if I'll have to provide to create another live, but if Mr. Blue Sky keeps going the way he's going, I'm going to have enough receipts in probably a week. That wouldn't be a surprise. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes from here. But thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, y'all.